Welcome to the Ricefield Archive. Last time, in the legend of Sword Lake, we heard of a sacred turtle at the end of a hero's journey. But long before that, in the ancient land of Âu Lạc, the golden turtle spirit had already appeared in another tale of love, trust, war, and faith. This time, we return to Vietnamese legend with Mi Chao and Trong Tui, or the tale of the divine crossbow. So settle in and let this old legend begin. Long ago, in the land of Âu Lạc, there ruled a king named An Dương Vương. The king had a daughter, Princess Mi Chao. She was very beautiful, and by then she had reached the age of love and marriage. Since she was his only daughter, the king loved and cherished her dearly. An Dương Vương was also a ruler who cared deeply for the affairs of his kingdom. After expanding the borders of his land, he began to think about how to govern and defend the country. There must be a strong and lasting citadel, he thought, if the kingdom is to be protected for generations. With that in mind, the king sent men to choose a place for his capital. He then ordered able-bodied men from across the country to take turns serving in the construction of the citadel. But something strange happened. Whenever the walls were built higher than a man's head, they would mysteriously collapse overnight. The citadel was built again and again, more than 10 times. One group of laborers would leave, another would arrive, yet the work was never completed. Thinking this must be the will of heaven, the king listened to his officials and ordered an altar to be raised. He purified himself and prayed day and night. After several days, one morning, an old man suddenly appeared from the sea. He told the king that the golden turtle spirit, a messenger of the god Tan Giang, would come to help him build the citadel. Sure enough, the next morning, while everyone was waiting at the eastern gate, a spirit suddenly appeared on the surface of the water in the form of a huge, radiant golden turtle. As soon as it stepped onto land, the turtle declared itself to be the messenger of Tan Giang. The guards, who had been waiting nearby, brought out a golden tray for the turtle to climb onto. When the golden turtle spirit met the king, it said, "The reason the citadel keeps collapsing is that many demons are causing trouble. They can transform into countless shapes and forms. Since your majesty has shown a sincere heart, I shall help you destroy them." Before long, thanks to the divine powers of the golden turtle spirit, the demons were wiped out without a trace. The spirit also instructed the king on how to build the citadel properly. To protect the royal palace, the walls were built in many winding layers, circling around in the shape of a spiral shell. Because of this, people called it Loa Tan, the spiral citadel. Any enemy who managed to pass through its gates would still have to pay a heavy price before reaching the king's inner palace. In only half a month, the mighty citadel was completed. An Dương Vương was overjoyed and treated the spirit with the utmost respect. Before the golden turtle spirit left, the king said, "I thank the divine spirit for helping me destroy the demons and build this strong citadel. The people of Âu Lạc will never forget this favor. But if foreign enemies come to attack us one day, what shall we use to defend ourselves?" The golden turtle spirit then pulled out one of its claws, gave it to the king and said, "I give this to your majesty. Use it to make the trigger of a crossbow, and you will have nothing more to fear." Seeing that the king still seemed reluctant to part with him, the spirit added, "If one day you need my help, call out, 'Messenger of Tan Giang,' 3 times, and I shall come." With that, the spirit went straight back into the sea. An Dương Vương gave the claw to his general, Cao Lo, and ordered him to make the trigger of a crossbow according to the spirit's instructions. When the crossbow was finished, every shot sent thousands of arrows flying through the air. No matter how numerous the enemy might be, they could hardly survive its power. At that time, to the north of Âu Lạc, lay the kingdom of Nam Viet, ruled by Trioja. It was a powerful land with vast territory, a large population, and skilled warriors. Trioja led his army to attack Âu Lạc several times, but every time he crossed the border, he suffered defeat. And Duong Buong simply ordered the divine crossbow to be brought out. With every shot, arrows flew like rain, and the soldiers of Nam Viet fell like cut grass. After suffering heavy losses again and again, Trioja had no choice but to put aside his plans for war. Yet deep in his heart, he remained furious. Day and night, he plotted for a way to conquer Âu Lạc. Hearing that An Duong Buong had an unmarried daughter, Trioja used peace as an excuse and sent envoys to ask for Mi Chao's hand in marriage for his son, Trong Tui. His true purpose was not to strengthen friendship between the two kingdoms, but to spy on Âu Lạc. Seeing that the enemy wished to turn hostility into kinship, An Duong Buong happily agreed. Before long, the marriage was arranged. According to custom, the son-in-law had to live for a time in his wife's father's house. On their wedding night, the talented young man and the beautiful princess came together, and their affection was deep beyond words. After marrying Mi Chao, Trong Tui slowly began asking his wife about the secrets of Âu Lạc, just as his father had instructed him before he left. He spoke gently to her. Why is it that the people of Âu Lạc are not so many, yet every time they go to war they win? At first, Mi Chao only smiled and did not answer. But as the days passed, she saw that her husband loved her sincerely. She also believed that the two kingdoms had now become one family, so she no longer had any suspicion. Little by little, she told him everything: how demons had destroyed the citadel, how the golden turtle spirit had been summoned to defeat them, how the spirit had taught the king to build the citadel, and how it had given him a divine claw to make the crossbow trigger. Lost in love, Mi Chao held nothing back. She even hid the matter from her father and led Trong Tui to secretly see the divine crossbow in a forbidden temple beside the royal palace. When his wife was not paying attention, Trong Tui stole the real crossbow trigger and replaced it with a fake one. A few days later, Trong Tui lied to his wife and father-in-law, saying that he had been away from his father and mother for a long time and wished to return home to visit them. After a short while, he said he would come back. Both Mi Chao and An Duong Buong agreed. When parting from his wife, Trong Tui said tenderly, "I will miss you terribly on this journey. While I am away, what if the two kingdoms fall into conflict again? If north and south are separated, how will I ever find you?" Mi Chao replied, "I have a cloak made of goose feathers. Its feathers shine in a strange and brilliant way. I will wear it, and wherever I go, I will pluck the feathers and scatter them along the road. Follow the trail, and you will find me." As soon as Trioja had the divine crossbow trigger in his hands, he immediately ordered his army to invade Âu Lạc. When urgent news came from the border, An Duong Buong laughed loudly and said, "Has Ja's army stopped fearing my divine crossbow?" He still looked down on the enemy and felt no worry at all. Only when the enemy troops had reached the foot of the citadel did the king order the divine crossbow to be brought out. But alas, the trigger had been switched. The crossbow no longer had its miraculous power. Seeing the enemy soldiers surge forward and surround the citadel like swarming ants, An Duong Buong hurriedly mounted his horse. He told Mi Chao to sit behind him, and under cover of darkness, they escaped from the citadel and rode straight south. While the army of Nam Viet did not yet know which direction An Duong Duong had fled, Trong Tui followed the trail of goose feathers left by his wife and urged his horse after them. Ahead, the horse carrying An Duong Duong and his daughter galloped along the seashore for days and nights without stopping. One early morning, the horse reached the foot of a mountain. Villages crowded the area around it. The king asked an old man by the roadside, "What mountain is this?" The old man replied, "Your Majesty, this is Mount Moda. You're nearly at the land of Nam Gioi." Realizing that he had reached the end of the road, the king suddenly remembered the words of the golden turtle spirit. He lifted his head and called out several times, "O messenger of Tan Giang, come quickly and help me destroy the enemy." Suddenly, from the great sea, the golden turtle spirit rose, huge and towering above the water, and said in a loud voice, "The enemy is the one behind your Majesty." An Duong Duong turned around. He saw no one there except Mi Châu. At once, he understood the terrible truth. Fury rose within him. He drew his sword and killed his beloved daughter. Then the king looked for the golden turtle spirit again and saw that the spirit was parting the waters, opening a path for him to descend into the sea. Trong Tui followed the trail of goose feathers to Mount Moda, but by the time he arrived, he found only Mi Chou's body. Filled with grief for his wife and remorse for what he had done, Trong Tui held her body and wept for a long time. Then he threw himself into a well and died. It is said that Mi Chou's blood flowed into the water, and the mussels and clams that swallowed it turned into pearls. Whoever found those pearls and washed them in the well where Trong Tui had drowned would see their glow become naturally brighter. And so, this story comes to a close. Mi Chou and Trong Tui, or the tale of the divine crossbow. If this old legend left an impression on you, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you would like to hear another Vietnamese legend connected to the sacred turtle, you may also enjoy the legend of Sword Lake. For more Vietnamese folk tales, myths, legends, and forgotten stories, please consider subscribing to the Rice Field Archive. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you in the next story.